Hey, how you doing? Well, as you can see, it's an awesome day here today. It is Super Bowl day, but it's too nice of a day to pass up, so we're going to go for a bit of a ride, share some thoughts, and let's get this thing going here. See if we can get her all unplugged. And I'm going to do a cold weather riding thing one day, but maybe you can see under here that I've got a oil pan heater. Yeah, I don't know if you'll see it, but anyway, got that right under there. Keep it plugged in. It's right around the freezing point right now. So one day I'll do a little video on some of the tips and tricks that I've learned from experience on cold weather riding and starting and that sort of thing. Anyway, we'll get this thing going. Hey, we're back. Hey, we just stopped off at this little park down by the airport. Quiet around here. You can see off in the distance over there that's actually the old airport. It's mostly helicopters and private jets and that sort of thing. And then, if you look over there, you can see the main airport, and there's an airplane heading out. I mean, it's pretty sad, really. This place used to be so busy every day before this world thing happened, not quite a year ago. And planes are just coming in here steady. People will park and just watch the airplanes land and take off and so on. And now it's pretty quiet. It's a nice park here, though. And you can see right over there, that's actually a flight attendant training college, BCIT. British Columbia Institute of Technology has that. So, anyway, I just wanted to share a couple thoughts. Actually, we're going to call this External Oil Breathers Part 2. And, I mean, a lot of people watch that, okay? The wind caught my iPad. I'm trying this iPad here for the first time. Save the memory on my... Well, there you go. The wind just blew the damn thing over. It's so windy out here today. And cold. Anyway, there was so much controversy over that external oil breather thing I did, which is great. I mean, you know, it's poop holes. Everybody's got one, and everybody thinks theirs don't stink. I mean, personally, mine smells like roses, but, you know, that's just mine, right? Everybody else's stinks. So anyway, you know, people leave comments, and comments are great. I like them, and not everybody agrees, and that's great. I mean, you can put a comment in and say, listen, you know, my poop hole is Lily's, okay? Yours stinks, and I'll respond and say, well, it's awesome, man. Like, thanks for responding. But, you know, let's try and keep it respectful, okay, in the comments. And you all know those guys. You know, I had one guy commented and he said, well, you know, used to be on cars, the oil breather was hooked into your air cleaner, and it was before the air filter, and so that cleaned it out. Well, yeah, but what about when you put a chrome air breather on, you know, back in the day, and you put your Holley 4-barrel on, and where is the intake for your exhaust, well, your engine gases, they called them? It's right at the bottom of that Holley carburetor. And so, yeah, it doesn't go through your carb, but it goes right into your intake. So anyway, he finished his comment by saying something like, you know, you're dating yourself. Really? Well, I do date myself sometimes. You know, I go out for a burger, just me and myself. And so there's actually 3 of us. Anyway, I got upset, and I put a response in there, And, you know, said not some nice things. And I said, like, I'm dating myself. Yeah, hello, I'm old. Well, I like it though. It's good, okay? Anyway, then I decided, you know what, I'm not going to go there. I just deleted it. And I blocked the guy from my YouTubes. Who knew you could do that? You can do that. You get these trolls on your YouTubes or whatever, you can actually block them. And so they'll never even be able to see any of your YouTubes in the future. Like, then you don't have to deal with all that crap. I mean, really, think about it. I mean, there's, you know, people are walking around with signs and stuff in these cities, and they're saying, oh, my poop don't stink, your poop stinks. And as soon as somebody has a contrary opinion, they light cars on fire and burn buildings. And like, what the, you know, smarten up, okay? Everybody's poop stinks. Yours just doesn't stink to you, okay? Anyway, external oil breathers, part 2. There's a guy in, I think his YouTube channel is Wood Jr., something like that. Now, I've got a twin cam, okay? I don't know about Milwaukee's. Milwaukee's have got a host of their own issues. I mean, Harley has even put a breather tube on the primary on those things because everything inside them seems to have a little bit too much pressure, and you need to get rid of that pressure. And that's why you can buy those oil dipsticks with tubes on them to relieve some of the crankcase pressure. Anyway, Wood Jr., he's got a 2020 Street Glide, Road Glide, something like that. And he's been using a lot of oil in that thing. You know, he's having to dump oil into the engine. Doesn't seem to be smoking, it's running fine, and that sort of thing. Finally, Harley said, okay, we'll tear it apart. And what they found was that the cylinder walls, the piston rings weren't seating on the cylinder walls. So they're having to replace the cylinders, they're replacing the piston rings, doing a whole lot of work on it for them, under warranty, of course, which is awesome, right? But it got me thinking, because when the Harley Tech took it apart and he showed this Wood Jr. his pistons, I mean, he's got real low mileage, can't even be 5,000 miles on that thing. And his pistons were black with carbon. Okay. Internal oil breather, right? You know, I don't know, okay, because the whole outer area, about this much, that much, you know, about maybe a quarter inch, 3/8 of an inch, all around his pistons was perfectly clean, shiny, not a carbon deposit on it. The center had carbon deposits, and the mechanic told him because the oil was coming up past his rings and burning off in the cylinders, that's why it was nice and clean all around the whole top circumference of the pistons. But the center had carbon. So the oil actually prevented the carbon deposits. Now, I'm not a tech. You know, Kevin Baxter, Baxter's Garage, he's got a really good YouTube. If you're into real serious technical stuff, I mean, he's awesome. And I'd really wonder what's going on in there. Is the whole carbon issue just because of the oil that's being vented out of the top of your engine and redirected back into your intake? Is it from that, or possibly it's fuel? I don't know. If you're using fuel without ethanol, maybe it's the ethanol in the fuel that's actually contributing to that. Anyway, food for thought, my opinion, and my poop don't stink, okay?